Hello fight fans, in today's news, Jamahal Hill thinks Herb Dean's actions played a big role in his loss to Alex Pereira. Arman Tsarukyan responds to Islam Makhachev. Justin Gaethje reveals a big mistake he made against Max Holloway. Anthony Smith believes Pereira's success is not solely due to skill, but to favorable matchups. Jamahal Hill recently shared his thoughts on the referee's handling of his recent fight against Alex Pereira. He mentioned that Herb Dean's decision not to separate them after the illegal blow was somewhat incorrect. Hill is of the opinion that if there had been a fresh restart, the outcome might have been different. Here's his take on the situation.
I mean, like I said, man, it's protect yourself at all times. But right after they tell you that, it's obey my commands at all times too. And when in the moment, whenever it happened, I stopped. He said stop before he interjected, and I stopped. And you can see Alex continues to close the distance on me. So, and then I understand, yeah, it's a cold moment. Oh, he got hit in the nuts. He got pushed off. It wasn't a groin. He pushed it off, and then he came. It wasn't a groin strike. And him closing the angle on me while I'm trying to check and make sure he's good and things like that. It was a gritty competitive move. I should have peeped, caught on to, and protected myself against. But if Herb Dean could have done anything, I would have liked to have had a more clean and better reset.
Arman Tsarukyan replied to Islam Makhachev, who recently claimed in an interview that despite Arman calling for a rematch, he had already declined to fight him 4 times. Here's what Arman said about the situation. "That's just not truth. The truth is that you want to fight me on short notice to have an extra advantage. It won't happen again though. When was the last time you fought 2 times in 6 weeks?" Justin Gaethje revealed his mistake in his fight against Max Holloway. According to Justin, he didn't realize how dangerous Max Holloway was until he stepped into the octagon, and that mistake led to his defeat.
I think if I made a mistake, I think the biggest mistake was not realizing or understanding through the camp how much danger I was in. I don't know why. Obviously I know why now. I know that was a mistake now, but I think it was more difficult for my body to go to a primal state because of my lack of awareness of the danger that my body was in. That's not that I didn't give Max respect. I think it was more, if I had to put a finger on it, I think it was more the fact that I never in my life saw Max as an opponent that I would potentially fight.
Right.
He was always in a different weight class. I never was like, this is the guy I want to fight. There's never been another fight in my career where I've been like, I didn't expect to fight this guy, or I have too much respect for this guy, or it's not that I didn't want to hurt him. I was willing to hurt him, but the lead up was very different because it wasn't a guy that even Donald Cerrone was my friend back in the day, but he knocked me out in a practice in 2010. So I was like, I want to get that back. The competitor in me wants to get that back. That fire wasn't there. And I think that was probably the biggest mistake that I made, going into this fight. It's something that I'm going to learn from. But again, all credit to Max for the way that he fought. I think he fought so perfect.
Anthony Smith shared another intriguing perspective on Alex Pereira recently. According to Smith, Pereira's success isn't solely due to his skills, but rather because he's had favorable matchups in his division. Here's what he had to say.
And DC says it all the time, how is this guy still winning fights? Yeah, I asked the same thing. It's because it doesn't make any sense. He has a very limited skill set. He's very, 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 very dangerous at one thing, and he's mediocre at the rest. That's just the fight game. He has caught lightning in a bottle. And I don't mean that as he's getting lucky, because he's not. He's a legitimate threat. He's a legitimate danger. But because of the matchups and some circumstances, Jan Blachowicz is a much better mixed martial artist. He proved that in the first round. I don't think he adjusted to the altitude of Salt Lake City, because then he was gassed and was kind of reserved to standing in front of Alex after that because he couldn't get a takedown because he was tired. Let's just call it what it is. I'm not knocking Alex for that. I think he did a great job staying safe. I thought that he showed a little bit of improvement in his grappling. But he had a top 5 light heavyweight on his back for almost 5 minutes. How many other light heavyweights on it? Does Magomed Ankalaev get out of that first round? You know, like in that same position? Probably unlikely. You know what I mean? Like, is there like if I'm on your back for that amount of time, do you get out of the first round? Probably not. Like, let's just stop all the fucking bullshit. Let's just be honest. I don't know how. Like, he's had some. I don't want to say favorable matchups because that makes it sound like he's ducking people. He's not. He's just had some matchups that have really worked in his favor, and he's had some things fall his way. That's fucking MMA. That's the game. Like, sometimes things just fall your way.
And that wraps up today's news. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the like button and smash the subscribe bell to stay in the loop. Keep supporting the sport, and we will see you in the next one.